If you or someone you know is battling with any form of depression, anxiety, bullying, maybe you just don't feel that you're at your best, or you feel down, or you feel like the world is becoming too much for you, and you're having thoughts about harming yourself, please reach out and get help. If you are thinking about doing anything such as committing suicide or even putting yourself in harm's way, simply pick up the phone. Call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-8255. You are not alone in this. You do not have to fight this battle by yourself. And if for some reason you don't feel comfortable contacting them, feel free to reach out to me on any of my social media platforms. Simply drop a DM to me saying that, hey, I need to talk about something very important, and I'll be there for you to go through the battle with you. Now, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk football. What up, Dope Pride Nation, and welcome back to another Field Review podcast show where we talk all things Detroit Lions. And today we got to talk some football. Yes. Apparently, I sparked some brain cells yesterday. I ignited some debates, set a few fires, because my way of thinking is either doing one or two things. It's pissing off those who are having a hard time wrapping their head around it, or it's lifting up those who understand that it's a new year. We're going to talk about a little bit of this and a little bit of that, people. So before we get down that road, let's just talk about what's on the agenda for today. First things first, we got to talk about, is Dan Campbell the most significant hire in Detroit Lions history? We got to talk about Todd Gurley visiting another team. We got to talk about Trey Flowers and his new role. We got to talk about Victor Baldwin. We also got to go through and just talk about something that I don't know if many fans would agree with me on this, but I think we may be witnessing something that could end up becoming a contagious wildfire. And that's the scary part of it. But without that, we got to figure out who's in the building with us, people. We got Ghost Gunner, BD Buster, CJ, Bulgarius. We got John Bradshaw, Looney Tune in the building, Chris Watts. And I know that people are still coming in. I kind of got everything up a little late because I kind of got off work late. So it happens. We got One Pride 40 who just joined us. Shout out to you. Malik Mills is in the building. I mean, like I said, we come up in here a little slow, but it's all good. We get this thing going. I see Dre Barnes showed up. What up, though, fellas? Let's see. Now, people, I plan to have a lot of fun today. I did not expect for what happened yesterday to do what it did, but I'm telling you, it created some conversations, some uncomfortability. What's another word I can use here? Oh, it made people talk and figure out what's going on. And so when I get that kind of response, I feel good. I feel great, because at that point, at least you're thinking. So right out the gate, I'm going to tell y'all why Dan Campbell might be the Lions' most significant coaching hire. I know, Luke, you tripping. Luke, here you go again with the hopium. Luke, look at you. You giving the Kool-Aid out. This is not good for them, Luke. They can get drunk off of this. They can do all these other things. No, Luke is an objective person who looks at things a little bit different. And there are some things that just stand out to me about Dan Campbell. Anime says, finally catching you live. I appreciate you for being here. Big West Kevin is in the building. He says, yo, cap crunching. I'm going to tell you something. I meant to talk about this a couple of days ago. I really did. But I realized that there's no such thing as too late, right? There's no such thing as taking too long or anything like that. Dan Campbell, in my opinion, might be the most significant hire of the Detroit Lions, and it's because of this reason. I look back across some of the teams that I enjoyed, right? Like that I truly enjoy. Like I like the Bucks, I like the Seahawks, but I noticed there was a trend. There was a trend that happened with both those teams that let me know something was going on. Watch me now. Let's start with the Seattle Seahawks. If anybody know anything about the Seattle Seahawks, they know that the Seattle Seahawks once had a head coach called Mike Holmgren, who used to also be the head coach of the Packers, right? And Mike Holmgren came to Seattle and everything changed. The approach changed, the way they moved changed. It was all so different, right? Until he got to certain points and they couldn't get over the hump. However, what you saw was a cultural change that was too infectious to not build off of. It was a foundation that was laid that set up everything to be in a position to where they are now. And then they went out and they added Pete Carroll. And Pete Carroll came in, took that culture and built upon that culture and pushed it a little bit further, had his ups, had his downs, but he was willing to just be unorthodox and do things strange. You don't believe me? He took a lot of heat for drafting Bruce Irvin in the first round when people said he reached, and he didn't care. Now, I look at that and I say, that's interesting. And then I go over to the Buccaneers, and we all know what Tony Dungy did, right? Everybody knows what Tony Dungy did for the Buccaneers. Everybody know how the Buccaneers succeeded, or most Buccaneers fans did not succeed under them. And everybody know that they won a Super Bowl with John Gruden. Now, there's something that's a little bit different. There's something that's a little bit different because even when I look at that team, I notice something intriguing. Stay with me. So there was a head coach there before whose name was Sam Wyche, right? And Sam Wyche was like not good. Okay, we're just going to put it out there. Between 92 and 95, he wasn't good. It is what it is. I'm sorry. Sorry if there's any Sam Wyche relatives in the chat. I'm telling the truth. And then they go out and get a guy named Tony Dungy. And Tony Dungy, well, whoa, this guy was important, right? He actually meant something. And what I noticed with him is another shift in the foundational building of this team. He wasn't always in the box, and he wasn't always orthodox, and he wasn't always viewing things the way that people wanted. In fact, the media actually scalded him repeatedly. This is not me making it up. Truth. Google it. They basically said Tony Dungy, he can't get this, and he shouldn't have did that, and he shouldn't have did this, and he can't do this, and it was blah, 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 blah. Again, he simply built the foundation. Then it came time for them to add a guy named John Gruden, who benefited off of a Tony Dungy's team because he, Intel, basically inherited a team that got to go against a team who he installed their entire offensive system. So they basically knew the plays, and they won a Super Bowl. Woo! Buccaneers won a Super Bowl. But why does this have anything to do with Dan Campbell? Well, first of all, Dan Campbell is the same guy laying that groundwork. Dan Campbell has already come in and he's been out the box. He's foundationally been changing things. His approach has been crazy. And if that's not enough for you to pay attention to it, it's not just the fact that he's willing to do it. It's the fact that he's willing to embrace a way that will not only, I'm going to say this to you again, that will not only benefit the Lions now, but in the long term. Now, I'm going to tell you why. I'm sitting up here listening to Dan Campbell, and I really do listen closely to him because I think that he says a lot of things that we just happen to miss. And one of the things I went back through was looking at one of his press conferences, okay? And it was this statement right here that caught my attention. I don't have all the answers. I'm not going to tell you that, but I know I am very comfortable in my own abilities. Now, I'm going to stop it right there because I believe that Dan Campbell himself, you can hear it and hear what he said. Now, this is not a long insert, but I want you all to know that this is why I believe that we are starting to witness one of the most significant hires in Detroit Lions history. And some of y'all are saying, well, Luke, he ain't took a snap. Luke, he ain't coached a game. Luke, he ain't even been on the field yet. Luke, you don't know what he's going to do. But he's going to tell you why none of that you're talking about matters. Not me. Dan Campbell is. And I'm so happy for Dan Campbell to tell you, because when I tell you something, I am pumping a hard dose of hopium on top of laced Kool-Aid. And I'm telling you right now, many people think that it's unhealthy, but I am an objective person and I can follow history. It don't have to be with this particular team, but history will repeat itself if you just pay attention. Let's let Mr. Dan Campbell talk in this press conference.
And hockey coach Mike Babcock says, your preparation must match the opportunity. And you've got an opportunity now to be a head coach for, week one and beyond. What have you done and what will you do? I know it's a loaded question, but what have you done and what will you do to prepare yourself to be a first-time NFL coach for at least the whole season?
Well, I think I've already taken the first step in that, and that's with some of the gentlemen that I've hired. You're only as good.
Whew, I know it just got started. But I gotta let y'all know something. The way he started the question, the way he started to answer that question when he says, well, I think I've already started. I'm going to go back. You know what? I'm going to let him talk. I'm just getting excited because if you listen to this and you can't find an ounce to believe, don't even care if you're wrong. Don't give two flying nickels if you're wrong. It does not matter if you're wrong. What he is doing is laying foundational work, which means that even if he's wrong, you know what? I'm not going to do it. I'm going to let him tell you. I'm going to let him tell you. Let me go back. I don't want y'all to miss anything. First of all, let's hit a question again because, the media got to ask stupid things and they need to ask this one. But I want you to pay close attention. Please do.
And hockey coach Mike Babcock says, your preparation must match the opportunity. And you've got an opportunity now to be a head coach for, week one and beyond. What have you done and what will you do? I know it's a loaded question, but what have you done and what will you do to prepare yourself to be a first-time NFL coach for at least the whole season?
Well, I think I've already taken the first step in that, and that's with some of the gentlemen that I've hired. You're only as good as the people around you, and that's why I hired Anthony Lynn, Deuce Staley, Dave Phipp, Aaron Glenn, Tom Capers, among others. And so you...
Some of y'all missed that. Some of y'all sit up here right now and think it's a joke. But I once heard a billionaire say this. Show me your friends and I'll tell you if you're going to be rich. It's funny how this works. We tend to forget that birds of the same feather flock together. If your attitude is a certain way and you have people who follow that attitude and you're a leader and you're humble and they're a leader and they're humble, it just keeps being contagious and passing off. But I want you to pay attention to what he said. I'm comfortable in my first year because of the people who are around me. It's a reason why I hire these people. I've told you before that he purposely hired people who can take his job. It's two reasons for that. One, he's putting pressure on himself. Two, he wants the people around him to succeed. And if that means that he needs to get the hell out the way, he's okay. The ego is not in play here. But I don't want you to miss the biggest part of this message. Birds of the same feather flock together. And if you don't believe that saying, walk down this road and indulge me for a moment. Let's just take a look at this. Have anybody ever seen an ostrich hanging with a flamingo? I'll wait. Come on, anybody in the chat. Have you ever seen an ostrich hanging with a flamingo? No? No. How about a turkey hanging with an owl? You ever seen a turkey hanging with an owl? No? Okay. Have anybody in the chat ever seen a duck? Stay with me now, y'all. This is very important. Have you ever seen a duck hanging with a bald eagle? Anybody? Anybody? Okay. Let me give you one more. See, I know this is kind of hard for y'all to grasp. This doesn't make sense. It can't be possible, right? Because, this is not how this works. Y'all ever seen, say... a geese, like a flock of geese. You ever seen a flock of geese? You ever seen them just chilling with parrots? You ever seen that? The point I'm making is the people around you tells me who you are. The people that you associate with are generally a reflection of you. And if you can't put the right people around you, why in the hell would anybody else want to follow you? But see, this question that they asked him is very important. It's very important because this is all foundational work. Every time he steps in front of the camera. Oh, let me calm myself down. Every time this man steps in front of the camera, he gets to the microphone and he sends out a call to let people know I'm not here to play. I know the history. You don't got to remind me. I'm sick of you reminding me about it. Let me tell you what the future's going to be. Every time he gets in front of the mic, he is sending out a call to people to pay attention. But we can't do that. So we're going to let the media keep going. Listen to his response.
You listen, you ask for help. You ask for guidance. Hey, what did you do in this situation? What came up? Tell me something that caught you by surprise. You call Coach Parcells. You talk to Sean Payton, one of my best resources. I mean, so you ask. You ask. These things. These aren't like these. There's things that have popped up that I haven't asked about. Man, I feel like there's been so many things that, man, you write down once you start thinking about this role, and that I feel like have been answered somewhat to this point. When you're fortunate enough to know enough resources like I do and be around some great coaches, these things do pop up, and they've been through them.
Y'all not paying attention. Y'all not paying attention. See, when people name drop, they usually go, "Oh, he's name dropping. Who? He's name dropping again." But that's not what he said. It wasn't a name drop that caught my attention. It was the reason why he dropped the name. You see, he is still utilizing his resource, the connections he has made in his journey to this point. He's done that not only on his own staff. Bill Parcells has rebuilt a number of teams. You don't believe me? Go and look at the Dallas Cowboys before Bill Parcells. I'll talk about it. Look at the Giants. Look at all the teams Bill Parcells has been on. And we can talk about it. He has rebuilt teams. So when you can lean on that guy for experience, when you can go and talk to your defensive coordinator's assistant, who was a defensive coordinator himself, you can get guidance. When you can talk to a guy who's been a head coach and has made mistakes, and you're not afraid to ask, "Hey, I need help." This reminds me of that scene from Remember the Titans. Y'all remember that scene where they were getting their ass whooped? Remember that scene? And they came into the locker room, and Coach Boone is trying to calm everybody down. And Coach Yost come in there and he says, "I learned a lot today." He overlooked a lot of things. And he turns to Coach Boone. He says, "I'm going to need your help." He's kicking my ass, right? You see, this thing right here is how it goes. And if you go to that scene, you see Coach Boone take over the defense. You see Coach Yost then go to the offense, and they swap places. They accepted their responsibility and said, if we're going to do this, we got to work together. I can't be better than you. You can't be better than me. I have to be able to accept the criticism and the reality that I might not have the capacity to coach this game right now. He's already telling you up front, I'm hiring people who can take my job. I'm looking for talented people who can do a job that I can trust in doing their job that can take my job. Some of y'all just not paying attention. Some of y'all look at the name drop and y'all think, "Oh, he's still asking them questions." You damn Skippy. I still talk to my old head coaches. I got tons of questions. Sometimes I have to rethink some things. I got old school books that I have not used in years that I reference to this day. Smart people don't act like they know everything. They make sure that they stay in the know. And when you look at Dan Campbell and what he's doing in terms of building a foundation, this is the first step to becoming the most significant hire in Lions history. Because if he succeeds, you've built the foundation. You've already added on to building the standard, right? If he fails, it doesn't matter. He's already got enough talent to come here that was contagious enough for them to follow. Some of y'all not paying attention. Dan Campbell has talked about this idea of an alpha and when to concede and so forth and everything like that. But these types of hires, these types of moves, these ways that they are going about is where we think of things a little bit different. Everybody somehow, some way made Patricia think that he was a genius, that he had arrived, that he had done something. He was special. He was the special one. He knows what he's doing. Ask for help? I think not. But we look at this guy, and every time he freaking talks, I want to play. I haven't played football in years, but I'm ready to go. What do you need, coach? How hard do I need to run to get to the point? I don't even care if you put me on the field, coach. What do I got to do to push this one next to me harder? This is the mentality that I'm seeing every time he steps to the podium. Every time he shows up, he's literally putting himself in a position to send out the call. You come here to work. Come here to have fun. But more importantly, come here to work. Get prepared to win, because when you're having fun and you working your butt off, we'll get wins. Now, Dan Campbell still wasn't satisfied with his answer to that question. He cannot be. Why should he be satisfied with that? You can't be just satisfied. There's no way. So let's let him talk a little bit more.
And so you think about asking him, does that mean I'm going to hit something that I have not seen or may not be ready for? No, it'll happen. You're right. But I think you draw off the experiences, those around you and those men that you trust. And so that to me that's step number one. Step number two is you just continue to grow, man. Look, I'm not going to sit here and kid you. You think I got all the answers? I don't have all the answers. I'm not going to tell you that. But I know, and I'm very comfortable in my own ability and those around me, and I know what it takes to win. I do. But that doesn't mean I'm going to stop growing and learning and working. I mean, that's what I said. I'm going to spend this summer after I get my family moved here. Man, I'm going to be honing in on game situation. I'll be honing in on the offense. How do I help Lynn be a better offensive coordinator? How do I help golf? How do I really set up the table for him or help Lynn do that for him? How do I help AG Phip? And you just got to continue to grow and put yourself in those situations.
You know what I noticed about leaders? They have an uncanny ability to get the attention of people. When you have a good leader, when they speak, people listen. When you have a good leader, people are willing to follow them because they know that what they talk about, they're willing to go through it themselves. If Matt Patricia come and tell you to run 4 miles, you think he gonna do it? If he come and tell you, I need you to flip your hips and go this way, you think he can do it? Dan Campbell's out there showing technique, getting in people's faces, making sure that they understand what's going on. But you know what? We got a fan base who seem to be traumatized. And as one funky Lion fan point out, it's the problem with this Lions fan base is they are stuck living in the past. Stop it. Look forward. Life will feel better when the Lions come up. It is not just that. I had Southwest Lions send me a message. And I said, I find it funny how all these fans can't simply see the truth. They say, oh, Luke is too positive. Oh, Dulce Dion's too damn positive. He doesn't have a negative bone in his body. That's what they say. And I told them swiftly, what I find funny is how all these fans who claim to be fans can sit there, root for tanking, root to suck, root not to be good, then complain about it. I find it funny that they have no problem remembering and seeing the past, and it's so hard for them to understand or see the future. We know the Lions have a past, but they also have a future. And Dan Campbell is the most significant piece to that future. Because when he talks, I listen, you listen, the media listens, and the players do. He has already won half the battle that Matt Patricia lost in the same time. They just like him. He don't need to have all the answers, but he's not done with his growth. He talked about how right now I'm building something different, but you know what? I'm going to get back in there. I'm going to work on game situations, and I'm going to lean on people and get help. What Dan Campbell was doing for the Lions is changing the way we go about doing things. Because even if he does not work out, even if he sucks, let's say he's hot garbage. Let's say he's just not the answer. Right? Even if he do that, there's a standard that has been set. The Lions organization have paid attention, and they have seen how the response has been. We're not an afterthought in the media. We're not just the forgotten ones. Even with the negative approach, they're so easy to go negative. We're not those people no more. Dan Campbell's ability to not only relate to the player, relate to the fan, relate to the Lions, relate to the Lions' history, relate to the players, relate to his coaching staff. It's the reason why he assembled such an impressive coaching staff. It's a reason why he's able to get those players to listen, why the fan base is getting excited, why the ownership has now have a new direction. And anything that comes after that needs to start with them being a person first, just 100% human being. Mike Holmgren got it started for the Seattle Seahawks. Pete Carroll took it to the next step. Sam White got it started for the Bucks. Tony Dungy took it to the next level. And I hate to say this to you, I believe Matt Patricia got it started for the Lions. Because what he did was, he did enough to embarrass the owner. When she could put her hands in her palms, shake her head in disgust at the watching his team and say, you know what? I know we don't fire people in the season in the past, but this time it's finna happen. This is the difference that I see in Dan Campbell. And this is why I think he's the most significant coaching hire in the Detroit Lions history. What this hire does going forward, and it's not even about just this year, it's not about next year or the year after. This is about the foundation that he can build off of one solid season. If they win 8 games in the first season, just think of the number of free agents that's going to come here. You don't think players is going to be calling up their friends? Bro, we over here eating good. We work out good. Coach is a real good coach, bro. He showed up to my hospital when my baby was born. Then threw me a baby shower. My coach threw me a baby shower. This man don't care. It's about the brotherhood for him. But he's going to hold you accountable. He's going to make you respect the process. And I don't think that many people can understand this. I don't think many people want to understand this. But if I'm on Kool-Aid and if I'm pushing hopium, then damn it, I got the best supply and demand. Because for me, it's not about what I can touch. It's not even necessarily about what I can see. I believe the leader. And yes, there's been some leaders who can't lead but have been good talkers. But he's running with the players. He's doing things with the players. He's not sitting there doing these things and acting like, oh, I'm just do as I say, not as I do. He is surrounding himself with people that he don't have to look over their shoulder. He don't have to micromanage these people. They've been there before. And for that reason, I think Dan Campbell is the most significant coaching hire in Detroit Lions history. He's the one who gets the clean canvas. He get the one to get to rewrite it. And if it sucks, it doesn't matter. You got 4 first-round picks over the next 2 years. Just put that in your pipe and smoke it. Let's move along right now, people. Let's move it along. We got to get to the next topic. We got things to cover today. We got to talk Lions football. Now, I don't know if you heard it or not, but Todd Gurley went to go visit the Lions. I'm sorry. Let me go back. Todd Gurley went to go visit the Ravens, and the Lions don't care. And the question is why, right? Now, me, I'm gonna be honest. I find entertainment in ridiculousness. I really do. I find it in ridiculousness. So Todd Gurley comes to Detroit, and I'm gonna tell you why. He comes to Detroit, and it's like, yo, we really want you, Todd. We want you to be here. And Todd, like, yeah, I want to be here. And I bet you it went something like this, but I also want like a 2 or 3 year deal. And Detroit was like, oh, 2 or 3 years. Yeah. And I want, I'm not saying you gotta make me the starter, but I kind of want to make sure I get some touches. Oh, You want to get touches too. Yeah. Okay. How about 1 year and I'll give you them touches? No, Coach, I like you and all, but I really feel if I get a 2-year deal, that's more of a commitment. I mean, at the very least, because I got to move my family. My family not here yet. Oh, your family not here, Coach? No, it's not here yet. But for 1 year, I'll give you the opportunity to earn more money here or somewhere else. It's your choice. You know what, Coach? I'm gonna get back to you. So you know what he does? He goes to his agent. I feel like his agent name is Brad. Who else out there trying to get at me? Well, I can call up the Ravens, and the Ravens say, yeah, you can come in. But here's the problem. The Ravens starting running back, J.K. Dobbins, backed up by Gus Edwards. They just drafted not too long ago Justice Hill. Where in the hell is he getting in that running back room? You know why the Lions don't give a shit? Because the Ravens can't offer you what we can. You're not playing like that on the Ravens. You're not getting that kind of playing time and clock on the Ravens. Are you serious? They can give you a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-year deal. Take that long deal and ride the bench and then get cut. They can't give you what we giving. We're going to give you opportunity. We're going to give you belief, and we're going to give you truth, and we're going to show you that you can work within our running back room. Where the hell is you going to fit in on a team that got 3 running backs? And if you follow the joke of most people who think Lamar Jackson is a running back, that's 4. So where in the hell does he fit in at? The Lions ain't sweating it and ain't worrying about it because they know that they hold the cards. Why in the hell do I care what you doing? I tell people all the time, when you go to a car lot to buy a car and you're trying to negotiate, you need to learn the number 1 rule to a negotiation. Walk the hell off. If you don't get the deal that you want, forget what the car looks like. Walk the hell off. You get ready to go and buy a house, and you don't like how, they want this cost and that cost, and you negotiate and they don't want to negotiate. Walk the hell off. The Lions don't care because they know what they hold. They know the value. On our team, you'll get playing time. You go to the Ravens, you pray to God somebody get hurt. The Ravens want to offer you a deal? Great. Tell me if it's more or less than what we offer. Oh, it's more. Yeah, you better take that. Yeah, I don't know if you was paying attention, but we got Jamal Williams, we got DeAndre Swift, and we drafted a guy, and we feel comfortable with that. We just want you to be a part of this process because we know that you could bring some leadership and some experience to this process. But if you want to go over there and be a Raven and be a decoy to be hit repeatedly as your quarterback run, then go on over there. You wonder why they not worried? Why they not sweating it? They don't give a shit. You know why? Because at the end of the day, they can't offer what the Lions can offer. I can see if he was visiting, I don't know, the Seattle Seahawks. See, now the Seattle Seahawks can offer him something that the Lions can't. He can be a part of that tandem with Carson. But the Ravens can't offer that. Hell, let me show you some more. If you go through and you look right now at the Detroit Lions salary cap, right? Just look at the Detroit Lions salary cap. And you know that they've been working magic right now. We all know this, right? But if you just look at their salary cap and then you go and look at the Ravens just gave a 3-year deal to Gus Edwards. He ain't going nowhere. Where the hell is he going? They just gave him the money. Where is he going? Right? Detroit, just based on salary cap, just this is why I find it funny how people don't see this stuff. I find it funny. Detroit right now has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They have the 6th highest salary cap right now. Say it with me. The 6th highest salary cap. Right? The Ravens, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. They have the 17 best salary cap. Detroit has 18 million. They have 10. Where they gonna pay you at? Huh, Todd? Who's giving you this money, Todd? Who needs a running back this bad? Where can you really go and get this money? You want to go try to get on the Dolphins? Good luck with that. You want to go to the Texans? Good luck with that. Try calling the Packers up. They barely got money. Try calling the Rams back. They barely got money. The Falcons got more money than the damn Ravens. And if you think, for any reason, that out of nowhere, somebody's magically just going to come up with the money, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. The Lions don't need to sweat it. They don't need to stress about it. They don't need to sit there and try to outbid you. They have more money. They have more opportunity. They have better opportunity. Now, Ty can be a part of the process or he can't. But if he chooses to do something else, then so be it. I'm walking away. It's a reason why I'm okay with my running back room. Because not only do I have the running back room, I have the coaching. Boy, I'm trying to tell you something. Let me tell you something. Some of y'all really don't be paying attention. They literally not even thinking about this man. You want to go and test the market? Okay. Well, we already went through 5 waves of free agents, and you still ain't picked up. Oh, you think Baltimore gonna give you a real shot when they got a rookie who's on the second year of his deal, a guy that they brought back in Gus Edwards that they read up an extension on? Where do you fit in at? Justice Hill is another guy that Todd, test the market. Are they giving you more money? Or they're giving you less? Well, at that point, I don't want you here no way. I want people who want to be here. And if it's about the money for you, then you're not the kind of person that I want. You see, I'm trying to build something new here. You know this thing called the Alliance Way? I'm just putting this out here. This is the reality, people. This is where we are in terms of this coaching staff, in terms of this organization. In the past, we would have threw the damn house at Todd Gurley. This is where people came knowing that their career was over to get a big check. Not no more. Not no more. Y'all remember it. Everybody talked about Adrian Peterson. I was happy when we got AP. I really was. But AP came here as a last resort. Because he knew he was going to get paid here. Look at all the people we have picked up well past their life expectancy because we knew they were going to get picked up. It don't make sense. This team is moving different. And my goal and job is to get you to see it. It's to get you to understand that this Lions is moving different. We would have already given the kitchen sink, the jacuzzi, and the goddamn pool for Todd Gurley. Not with this new group. Not at all. That's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. As Steve-O says, Gurley will just be a luxury pick for the Lions. Damn it, that is beautiful. The Lions with an opportunity for a luxury pick. Who knew? Who knew? But we can offer what the Rams can't. And that's why the Lions don't care that he visited. The Lions can care 2 flying nickels if we visit him. Nobody is stressing about this. Nobody's running around here trying to figure out, we got to nail this guy down. We've done that. We're good where we at. We got the offensive line. We got the tight end who can block. We brought the receivers who can block. You want to be a part of this process? I'll give you an opportunity to earn some money somewhere else. And if you play well enough, I'll pay you to stay here. But what I'm not doing is giving you no long-term deal when I don't like your knee health. I don't even like your health. And I'm not even sure you're going to be able to give us anything past what I'm going to get out of my first two guys. But I want you to be in the mix at this price. You remember when we gave Danny Amendola $6 million and I lost my damn head? And people was like, oh, Luke, it's only $6 million, Luke. And I'm like, that's bull. You went and got Danny Amendola and gave him. No, you don't do that. He's not somebody that you do that and spend that kind of money on. And all I got was a lot of heat. A lot of people telling me how crazy I am and how I'm overreacting and how my shoulder should be hurting because I'm reaching. Now tell me my ass is reaching now. Tell me. I ain't heard a single person once this offseason complain about the loss of Danny Amendola. Not once. The media don't even address him. He's not even a thought to most Lions fans. Tell me I'm reaching now. When you have the ability to go out and get a running back in the quality of a Todd Gurley and do it as a luxury pick, you're moving differently. The way you're doing things is different. Okay, this don't make no sense to me. How people are missing these small little deets that's right there in our face. I'm trying to get you to see it. My job is to get you to see it and do it objectively. Yes, I'm invested, but I can remove myself from the situation to say, does this make sense? Why? And it's a whole bunch of articles out there on why they don't care. And they all got a lot of reasons. They've all heard different things. They're not worried about it because they know what their value is. The Ravens can't offer what we can. They can't. They can't do what we're doing. There's no way possible. And we run around here screaming how we want this guy and we want that guy and oh, I don't like this dude and oh, I don't like that guy. And the whole thing that you're missing is from top to bottom, they're moving different. In fact, they're moving and you're still stuck in the past. They've already went on to tomorrow and you talking about yesterday. You can't even enjoy the present. And this team has made it clear, not only to his fan base, not only to the media that covers it, not only to the national media who tries to ignore them, but to its own coaching staff in its own city and the players who come here, that if you're here to work, we're going to get things done. Outside of that, I'm not stressing over you. It's like that song, it ain't nothing to cut that chick off. You know what I'm talking about? It's getting real. And half the time that we sit here and we look at it, we just don't want to admit to the truth. And the truth is the Lions are moving different. We basically just told Todd Gurley, good luck, try to market. Have a good one. That dude would have been paid by now. The old Lions, this dude would have had a 5-year contract. Backloaded. I promise you. I mean, let's just keep it 100. The reality is it's changing. Let's switch it up again, people. We got things to cover. We got to cover things. We got to talk about Trey Flowers. And not only are we going to talk about Trey Flowers, we're going to talk about why Trey Flowers is going to succeed under Aaron Glenn much better at outside linebacker than he ever could have done as a DN under Matt Patricia. You know that guy that he was defending week in and week out like they were dating? That guy? You know, that guy. The guy who was riding around on the four-wheeler telling people, to get up other people's jock and being disrespectful. That dude? Okay. Now, follow me. Follow me. I'm going to take you to the water. I can't make you drink. Follow me. Under Matt Patricia, they would use Trey Flowers as outside linebacker. for a quarterback spy. Don't ask me why you're doing this. Doesn't make sense to me neither. I wouldn't do this on Madden. I wouldn't have him quarterback spy my damn youngest kid. And he's one. Okay? I don't know why they did this. They would even drop him in the coverage. Don't know why they did this. And they did this a lot of times from either the DN or partially the outside linebacker spot. Partially. Air quotations in the air, people. Now, stay with me. Why is he going to succeed at outside linebacker now than he did versus the DN spot? The first part is he now is going to have people who can now win the one-on-one battle, thus making it easier for him to have openings when he's rushing the passer. When he played DN, he was supposed to be the guy to make it easier for the linebackers in a scheme that was stupid. And 9 times out of 10, he was asked to just take up space, which I thought was dumb. And when he was at outside linebacker, well, who did they put in at DN to win the one-on-one to give him some help? My point exactly. I'm still trying to figure it out. And why? While we're sitting up there with guys like Christian Jones being a rush linebacker, he's asked to drop in the coverage. The guy who's playing DN. Drop in the coverage. And it wasn't like he was doing it sometimes. He was doing it quite often. Quite often. And when you look at Aaron Glenn has already said, well, I got the things in front of you to set you free. But what did Trey Flowers say he's working on? His coverage skills. And why do you think Trey Flowers is saying he's working on his coverage skills? Some of y'all is probably thinking like, oh, because he's a starter, he's going to be being dropped in coverage. You know, Luke, that's what he's going to do. Nope. He's trying to get more playing time on the field. He's trying to put himself in a position to get more playing time on the field. He understands that there are guys that can do what he do and do it better. I could put you at the outside linebacker and try to drop you in coverage. That could be cool sometimes. But when I really need it, when I use like Collins, when I use like Burns, when I use like Julian, Reeves, Maven, when I use those guys, your skill set is not on par with them. Your speed is not on par with them. So, yeah, you could work on it. But in the meantime, your job is to get to the quarterback. He's trying to get more playing time. Okay? He's trying to get more playing time. Because the chances is 9 times out of 10, his ass is told he's going to just rush the quarterback. Which is cool with me. Because it's either going to be Michael Brockers at the DN spot or Levi. It's one of them two. And they both can win a one-on-one matchup, especially at DN. So now you're going to have to leave in the tight end if you want to protect that side. But then you got another dilemma. Because now I could blitz Burns up the middle and he'll get home. You see the dilemma here? The options that they have now with their new personnel sets Mr. Trey Flowers up to be better. Matt Patricia had a very strict system that he just said, there's no being. We got to just do this. It's like Novocaine. Give it time. It'll always work. That's how he felt. Whereas now it's more adaptive. You'll be on the field as much as I need you. And since you can't cover, I don't need you that damn much. You can't help me the way I need you to help. It just don't make no sense. Now, let's look at it a little bit further. Okay? Let's look at it a little bit further. It's another reason why he's going to be better. Just watch this. This is the part that's going to be most important. Stay with me now, okay? Stay with me. His secondaries are no longer going to be predictable. Most people showed up and knew for a fact we were playing man coverage. Don't believe me? I can go and play the clip of Devontae Adams saying in the 2 years that he played the Lions, they never disguised their coverage. And he took advantage of it every chance. Him and A-Rod, it's man coverage again. Okay. Oh, they not gonna pass you off. We gonna get some routes where we get them running into each other. We gonna get you open though. Don't worry about it. Okay. His cornerbacks are going to be different. They're going to be in zone sometimes. You may have sometimes where you're going to have people bracketed and you don't even know he's being bracketed. Oh, and by the way, he's still being told to get to the quarterback. And now if you leave him in spy, which they won't, but if you did, you don't know if he's in coverage. You don't know if he's on a delayed blitz. Hell, all you know is he's somewhere on this field. They may even rush him just to sell the idea that he's blitzing for him to drop back into coverage. This is where you start to see the difference. And this is why you see him talking about working on coverage, because they're mostly going to have packages where you can't cover, you don't play. I'll use you as much as needed. It's like Gorilla Glue. Everybody want it, and you buy a whole big thing and you use a little drop of it and it lasts for a while. And then Gorilla Glue just sits there and you're like, damn, I need all that. Until you do again. He's not going to be somebody who can hold on because he does not fit the entirety of what they're trying to do. Go and look at the Saints. Look at Cameron Jordan. Look at him. You don't see them taking his ass and put him at outside linebacker tomorrow when you going into coverage. We're going to make you do what you do best. And we're going to push you to push everybody next to you. So let's just talk about the reality here. Everything that we thought we knew, we didn't. I am the first one to tell you, I didn't think we needed no defensive lineman. I thought he was going to roll with it and work on other aspects of the team. He essentially said, I watched enough film to believe that I don't trust what I saw out of that front. They didn't get enough pressure. Forget the sacks. They ass wasn't by the quarterback. And the reason they went by the quarterback is because most of them was either one, hurt, or completely out of position. And the linebackers, well, yeah, they looked slow because they didn't know what gap to take because the defense was stupid. Luke was wrong. I don't have a problem with it. I don't mind being wrong. I'm cool with being wrong. In fact, I embrace the wrongness. It's how I get better at what I do. But what I can tell you is this. He's going to be better in this new role because he has no choice. Which brings me to my third point, why he's going to be better. He's playing for his damn job. Because if he gets cut from here and he want to go back to New England, he's taking a pay cut. With the way they ass has been spending this offseason, oh, you want to go back to New England? I'm going to need you to take this pay cut. You want to go where? To the Buffalo Bills? I'm going to need you to take this pay cut. Every time you pull up to a team and want to talk to them, the word pay cut will follow. Yeah. I saw you over there in Detroit. You didn't do much. Oh, no, man. I had 7 sacks this season. You played 7 games. And really, the sacks kind of ran to you. No. You remember that one game? The one where you was on the bench? No, the other one. Oh, that's the one where you sat up because your finger was messed up. No, man, not that game. The other one. Oh, the one where you was like on the ground and the guy tried to run over you and you grabbed him. Yeah, that one. Yeah, pay cut. Standards are different. He want to go somewhere else? Fine. He's playing for his job. He's paying to keep that higher pay. He's playing in a way so they don't turn around next year and be like, I need you to restructure this contract a little bit because this ain't going to work for us. He know what he's playing for. You better learn how to cover. You better figure out a way to drop some weight and find balance in your meal planning. This is why I see some of these great things happening. This is why the jaw jagging, the back and forth, the way the defense is moving faster and stuff. It's because there's no guesswork to it. It's just go. That's all it is. That's all it is. Steve-O says Trey Flowers never going to get anything close to the money he got in Detroit. Not even close. That's why he's playing for it. I'm paying attention. They tell people like you need to wake up. I've been awake. I see what's happening. He trying to get on that field. He trying to stay on the field as long as he wants. Because I'm telling you right now, the one thing I keep telling y'all about is competition breeds greatness. And what better competition than me as little brother trying to show big brother you've been doing it wrong. I'm talking about the McCord brothers. See, for the longest, we just assumed that he's going to be the starter. Yeah, he'll get a snap there on the first and second, but when it comes to third down, get off the fucking field. When it's a rundown or a significant play, get off the field. We're going to put guys in here who can do a little bit of everything. So, yeah, now he's between a rock and a hard place. Now he has to work harder. Now he actually has to do his job. Otherwise, he's not getting the money he's going to get. He's taking a pay cut. Oh, I could go over there and be with the Buccaneers. Pay cut. Name a team. The Jets, pay cut. Where he gonna go? He better pray to God that Bill Belichick is still in New England. Because the rumors is apparently they're grooming Matt Patricia to take over. And then you go there and you still probably taking a pay cut because you embarrassed him. You talk so highly of him and then you did nothing to help him look good. Just saying. He's playing for his money now. What my goal is and what my job is to make sure you pay attention. Because the reality is Trey Flowers and all this media you hear about him working on this and embracing that and doing this is because under Matt Patricia, he did everything right, which is just getting away. Bravo to you. Getting away, you've done everything right. Just getting away. Now, when you go through and you look at the Lions now, no, I need you to do more. And if you can't do more, you got to go. Don't let the door hit you with a good Lord split you. It's got to be different. The reality is the time is up. You know how we talk about that cancel culture? The time is up? Yeah, his time is up. He better show that he can do a little bit more or it's getting real suspect. 100%. Okay? Now, I'm trying to make sure I stick to my schedule today. Because I'm having fun. I told you I'm going to have me some fun today. Because we got to talk about another player. We got to talk about another guy that's getting a whole lot of buzz right now. I mean, he got people feeling good about life. And they got me to thinking, should the Lions fan base really buy into Victor Baldwin's buzz coming out of the minicamp? Should we really be like really buying off into this and like he's doing this and he's turning heads and all this? And the swiftest answer I got is yeah, you should. Because this is part of the process of building your player up. These are independent people who are talking about this, but I guarantee you some coach or some scout went over there and slid over there and was like, man, he's been doing great. He's been in the room working out. He's been doing this and this. He's the first one in and last one out. They buttered him up. Yeah, believe it. Because the best part about that belief is if you believe it, guess who else is going to believe it? The people who want the spot that he's getting the buzz about. Ma. Yeah, I know we drafted you. I know you supposed to put at least a second round pick, but I don't know if you was really worth it. I mean, Victor Barton gonna outwork you? Hell no. Okay, well, show me something. You see how competition gets bred just through a simple thing as is hyping up somebody else? Imagine what it feels like for the player out there who hears that the guy is getting all this love in the media and from the coaches, and it's in a spot that you want. Imagine the competition coming out of that. Just think about it. Just think about it. the hype around him should be warranted. Because if it's not true, who cares? To the people who want the spot that he's getting hyped about, it matters. Because of this, you'll get the best out of Amon-Ra St. Brown. You'll get the best out of Cephas. You'll get the best out of Adams. You'll get the best out of Baldwin. Because it's not just about him getting the hype. It's about, can he be humble in the hype? But you should believe it. Because they have been doing this since they got here. Hyping every single person the hell up. All through the media. He's a great person. You see how much hype they gave to Kerryon Johnson and swiftly cut his ass? They're not playing. This is about competition. Come ready to compete or move. This is about getting everything I can get out of you. I don't want your sweat. I don't care about your tears. I need more. What you got left in the tank? Because when it's fourth quarter and I need somebody who got something left and you ain't that person, you can't be on my team. And yeah, I drafted you in the 4th round, but you know what? You making me look bad because this dude over here is outworking you. Do I got to put you on practice squad? Y'all not paying attention? Y'all still asleep at the wheel? Well, let me get y'all up a little bit. Look at the reality. It's Victor Baldwin. I'm not saying he's garbage. I'm not even calling him trash. I'm not saying he's meh. I'm saying the stories that you heard about Amon-Ra was like, yeah. But the stories we hearing about Victor Baldwin, I mean, this is what it sounds like. Stay with me, y'all. This is what it sounds like. Victor Baldwin on kick and punt return. He killing it. Victor Baldwin is that running back. He killing it. We have Victor Baldwin kicking field goals and punts. He killing it. We have Victor Baldwin playing D tackle and linebacker. He's killing it. Everything he's doing, he's killing it. He picked up a bottle of water. He's killing that too. In fact, he's walking around the whole entire facility being called Murder Baldwin. That's how he's getting it in. Because they're trying to breed a whole new level of competition. The spot that you want ain't yours because I drafted you. You earn it. Give me more. Yeah, you ran a good route. Could have been cleaner. Do it again. Perfect practice makes perfect. Let me wake y'all up. Let me wake y'all up. The reality is that this stuff that they're talking about should be believed. And it should be believed because, you know what? It's breeding competition. And that's the best part of it. That's the part that makes the most sense. That's the part that gets the most done. It's breeding competition. And you can't beat it. Freaking brilliant. I love what they're doing. I love what they're doing. Now, I see this question in here about Trey Flowers. I'm not going to forget that. I'm going to get to that question soon. So I'm almost at that point. I'm almost at that point where I'm about to really get into it. Okay? I got one more thing I got to talk about. And then I get into y'all questions. Right? I got one more thing I got to talk about. I said that we got to discuss something that I don't think y'all realize that we're witnessing. I'm going to tell you why Lions fans could be witnessing the birth of the Lions way. I know it sounds funny, right? The Lions way? Oh, the Lions way is losing, Luke. That's what losers think. Losers think like losers. Who? I can't think who said the quote. Show me a person who's happy with losing and I'll show you a loser. However it went. But I'm going to tell you why you're watching it the Lions way. And it's not because of anything other than what that man, Chris Spielman, Rod Wood, and Sheila Ford did. Now, y'all may be saying, Luke, what the hell are you talking about now? I'm talking about Brad Holmes. You know, that guy nobody wanted, you know, the one that everybody claims is a secondary pickup, that dude. Yeah. You know how everybody talking about they wanted Luke Reddick? That guy? Yeah. Okay. Let me get to it. He had a little sit down with the Detroit News, and during that conversation, he was asked, what thing or things can help separate this organization from other teams in the National Football League? Now, this is a very important question, people. Okay? This is a very important question because I want you to pay attention to his response. He says, I believe the best way to answer that, and Dan and I have talked about it a lot, is being outside the box. Let me go back a little bit. You remember when I talked to you guys about that cultural change and how the times changed, and I said they built the foundational work and stuff like that, and they did things that were out of the box, like, you know, like when Pete Carroll was making all his draft picks, they actually laughed at him when he took Russell Wilson. There were some people who gave the Russell Wilson pick a low grade because they said Russell Wilson was too short and he wasted a pick on a short quarterback. Oh, do they look so smart now? There were people who talked about Tony Dungy from here to high heaven and said that, oh, he's not coaching it right. He couldn't do this. Why would he go out and take a guy named Derek Brooks or Warren Sapp and so forth and so on? Why would he go out and take Rondé Barber? All these people that they talked about him adding to this team for whatever reason, only for them to turn it to be Hall of Famers. I want y'all to stay with me because this out of the box thinking is the first step to the Lions way. It's the first step to the Lions way. Holmes expresses, I'm going back to the reading, Holmes expresses, but for a reason and not falling into just because things are done a certain way doesn't mean that that's always how they have to be done. They don't have to be done that way because that's how they were always done. Boy, y'all not paying attention to the Lions way. Y'all got to pay attention to it. Y'all got to embrace it a little bit. It says one of the things that I really admired with Dan is his strategic outside the box thinking. He'll bring up something and he'll say, what if we don't do this that way? Or I know we normally do this practice period this way, but what if we reversed it? And I'm like, wow, that's a good idea. I never thought of it that way. The Lions way is unorthodox. It's the reason why the media don't like the way he do his press conferences. They don't like the fact that he's having fun. They want him to embrace the past, and he's too busy enjoying the present and getting his ass to the future. They don't want to hear about what the plans are. They don't want to see what is happening in practice. They don't want to talk about the staff that he built. They don't want to talk about the directions that they took in the draft to fix problems that can help us down the road. It's funny how every time a team does something out the box, the media that they love to praise them for, there's no problem with the other teams doing it. But when the Lions do it outside the box, it makes them uncomfortable. And the reason it makes them uncomfortable is because I'm going to go back a little bit more. They were used to the Lions' brokenness. They was cool with it. It made it easy for them. One less team to worry about. You mean to tell me I only got to cover 31 or 30 teams? Bravo. But let's go through and review. We talk about the spark. You go and look at the teams like the Browns. You bring in a guy like Dorsey who sets the Browns up with talent. They go out and they get Freddie Kitchens. And Freddie Kitchens did just enough to get their attitude in the right place, but he wasn't there. He couldn't assemble a team. He didn't have the same moxie. And then they go out and they add their new head coach who then completes the offensive line. You know who else just completed their offensive line? The Lions. They go out and they take a risk on Kareem Hunt. And they create a running back room. And you know who else just created a running back room? The Lions. They go out and they get the controversial quarterback, Mr. Baker Mayfield. Oh, he's going to be just like Johnny Manziel. That's what they said. You know who just did the same thing? The Lions. Jared Goff can't read defenses. All of a sudden now Jared Goff can't play. But when he was a Ram, his ass can ball. Funny how this works. But all of a sudden we get into the Lions way. And we outside the box. And it makes the media uncomfortable. It makes it frustrating for them. They can't wrap their head around what is happening. They just can't figure it out. And as much as they want to, the Lions fan base should be paying attention, because it's that out of the box thinking that you see. This ain't just something that's being talked about. You see it. And even though you want to believe that they're going to still suck, you love the coach. You love the direction. You love the moves they've made. You like the offensive coordinator. There ain't a lot to know about the defensive coordinator, but somehow you still believe in him. You trust the direction now. And the best parts of it is you get to be in a rare group. Not no one-hit wonder where you have a trash season, a tragedy carry you over the hump, you get to the NFC Championship game and you lose with a backup quarterback. No, this is a long-term solution. This is a change of fortune. This is something different. We are in the midst of witnessing the Lions way. All he needs, stay with me, realistically, all he needs is 7 or more games. And this train is rolling. Every team that you could think of before they started their dynasty or they started their run to being a better team were unorthodox. They were out of the box. I remember when the Dolphins started having success, they introduced the Wildcat. Y'all remember that? Nobody could figure the damn Wildcat out. You think one guy got the ball, the other one got it, and he off to 15, 20 yards. What the hell? Nobody can figure it out. Patrick Mahomes comes into the league. They change the whole offense to really help push him to a whole nother level, and they run a bunch of routes that make everybody run across each other and do stuff outside the box. The New England Patriots are sitting up here following suit, putting damn tackles and guards at tight end to confuse people. When you think outside the box, strange things happen. And I'm not giving a promo to the TV show. Great show, by the way. But this is the result of it. The Lions way is saying, I'm not going to keep following the same status quo. We've tried doing it everybody's way. We tried to copy. We tried to tweak it here and there. We tried to get the hot name. We asked the NFL for this and the NFL for that. But this time we did it different. We got somebody who truly gives a shit in Spielman to help make a decision, to help see through the BS. The Lions way. And they don't got to win. They don't got to win this first season. They just simply need to keep building the foundation that we're standing on. That's it. You are stealing players and coaches away from good teams. How? It starts from the top. And it trickled down to Dan Campbell, who was not afraid for one of them guys to take his job. I was once told a long time ago when I became the captain of my high school football team, they told my coach told me, your best quality as a captain / leader is to get somebody to be just as prepared to take your spot. And I remember thinking, he is full of crap. I am not going to help nobody take my spot. But then I started thinking, and I remember watching this one game, and this dude just wanted it. And I was like, okay, I'm going to feed him. I'm going to feed the beast. He got real good. I'm like, oh, he can take my spot. Thank God I was a year ahead of him. It wasn't my job to hold him back. It was to push him to a limit and get him to a certain point. And when you look at this team, that's exactly what we're doing. Don't make no sense. Levis Life says, Luke, I'm 3,500 feet in the air, but I still had to tune in. I appreciate that. I paid for the airline's Wi-Fi to listen while on this flight. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I'm going to put a show on for you. Because I'm going to give you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And if I don't, then cut a finger off. You can have that. You earned that. You got to have fun while you're doing this. If you ain't hit the like button, you ain't hit that subscribe button, you ain't hit that bell, I don't know what you're waiting on. On this channel, we stay objective. It's not about emotions. I don't care what a person feels. Tell me what you know. I don't care about, oh, this is just my opinion. I'm trying to give you something that's more objective, something that you can grasp and say, okay, that makes sense. It's not hopium. It's not Kool-Aid, and it ain't hopium Kool-Aid mix. That's called lean. I don't make that. But I will give you a dose of reality. And the reality is, we are in the midst of witnessing the Lions' way. An opportunity to see it done differently. Just think about the times that the Lions were winning. They were out of the box. They were out of the box. Everything about them was out of the box. 91, Mike Utley gets hurt. Rodney Peete gets hurt. Lions can't win, shouldn't win. They put the backup in, and they called all kind of weird stuff out of the box. Defense got even more exploratory. You had to be unorthodox to be successful. That's the Lions' way. We've been trying to figure out for the longest, what's the Lions' way? We already outcast. We're already on the outside. We're the outsiders. They don't like us. So why in the hell try to fit into what they're doing? I'm going to win my way. You don't like my head coach with the helmet on? Wait till I put my helmet on your favorite team. You don't like the way I do my press conferences? This is one of the reasons why I'm a huge fan of Najee Harris. Because he don't hold it back. He's just going to tell you the truth. They ask him a dumb question, he give him a dumb response. It's the reason why I like Marshawn Lynch. He won't indulge in stupidity. I'll show you better than I can tell you. You don't got to like me. They can't stand Marshawn Lynch. He don't talk to us. And now you got the Lions. Now you got the Lions. And they're doing things their way. They're doing it the way that they want to. That bottle of lean and bottle of ketchup. I told y'all I don't mess with no damn tomatoes. Just telling you, I don't mess with no tomatoes. But the reality is this, people. Just pay attention. You don't gotta like everything they do. You don't gotta fully understand everything that they do. The one observation I want you to pay attention to, because I guarantee you they're going to come up on a time where they're going to start having cameras go into the training camps. Just watch how hard they practice. Watch how hard they play. Watch how fast they start off. Watch how they start off slow and recover. Pay attention to those little pieces. Watch in-game situations where it's so obvious that it's like, oh, but they like, no, we going for it on fourth. Look at these little pieces and tell me this is not the Lions' way. That's what I'm talking about here. Witnessing something different. That's where we should be at. That's how we should be playing. That's how we should be moving. That's how this fan base should be getting excited. That's where it starts. And the only thing that's happening is we getting better and better because they've already won the mental battle. You got people coming in here for bags of chips and quarter juices. Like I know Ellis Anzalone ain't the greatest linebacker, but $1.75 million. They could have gave that to any damn body. And it's not even a legitimate $1.75 million. That's the scary part. You're giving up 7th-round picks for Michael Brockers. 7th-round picks. Taking advantage of people. That'd be a crime. Just ought to be a crime. And for that reason, I think the Lion fan base needs to put some respect on what we are witnessing and pay attention to what it's becoming and get happy for once. Stop being stuck in the past. Stop talking about what happened yesterday. Talk about today and what's going to happen tomorrow. It's just that simple. Now, at this point, people, I'm open to your questions. All right. So any questions you want to ask me, toss them in the chat. The first question we're going to jump into, though, starts off with the Trey Flowers question, which basically was a question that was posed to me earlier. I believe it's by Tim Hutchinson. Like, what's the layout of his contract? So I'm going to give it to you in both ways. The first way I'm going to give it to you is what it looks like if they get rid of him next year before June 1st, and what it looks like if they get rid of him next year after June 1st. So if they get rid of him next year before June 1st, they take a $12.8 million cap hit. And they only save $10 million. So essentially, you're losing like maybe like $2.8 million on it, right? Maybe it might be a little better, $2.5 million. All right. But if you just wait till June 1st, which I believe that they're smart to do, and you cut them at the June 1st, well, now you take a $7.2 million cap hit and you save $16 million. He's playing for his life. If they decided to let him play next year and they did nothing, and they said, well, in 2023, his contract is up and we want to get rid of him in 2023, without even a June 1st cut, it's going to cost them $5.6 million in dead money, and they'll save $18 million. But if they decided to let him get to the final year of his deal and they still wanted to try to make that cut, it wouldn't be worth it, because once he gets to the final year of his deal and they wait to June 1st, it don't matter. Most of the guaranteed money is paid out. There's no guaranteed money left on his contract in the final year. It's all salary based. So essentially next year they can dump him for $7.2 million, take the $16 million and move the hell on. They can literally trade him at the June 1st or trade him and make him a June 1st destination and still pick up the $16 million. Either way it go, he better step up and play this game a little bit better, or he ain't gonna have no playing time to even talk about getting the money he had. So I hope that answers your question. All right, let me see what other questions I got in this building. Let me see. My man Cap Ice Cole says the difference between Fatty Patty and Dan is the same as the difference as Luke getting caught with the ketchup in the car. What ketchup? It's the same as him getting caught with the ketchup in the car and him not getting caught with the ketchup in the car. I'm not playing with you today. Well, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. Luke, who you think is going to lead our team in tackles? Ooh, very good question. Very good question. The answer might actually scare you, but I think it's going to be the rookie. I think it's going to be Barnes. Sideline to sideline, that dude is pretty nasty. Like, seriously. East to west, he got it. He got it. I think he leads the team in tackles because he's gonna be in every damn play. He wants to be in every damn play. I can show you film of how hard he works to get into play. So that's who I think is going to be. He's playing for his life. Facts. Luke, how worried you think Trey Flowers is? I ain't gonna say he worried, but he damn sure is uncomfortable because he know what it is. He knows that this could be his last year here. This ain't the team that the people who brought him in. He's here by technicality. And the guy who brought him in, he didn't do him no favors. He was often hurt or ineffective in most cases. He was decent in a lot of games, but it's a reason why they're moving him. They want to get the best out of him. You don't see them. Think about this. You don't see them asking. They could have easily told Trey Flowers to stay at the DN spot and stuff, but they said no. We want to put Brockers there because I'm not going to put Brockers at no outside linebacker, right? So to me, I think he's very uncomfortable. I ain't gonna say he worried, but he paying attention. Let me see. All right, let me see. Luke, What do you think of our D-line? Who is our starters on the D-line? Left end, I'm going to say Levi. Nose tackle, I'm going to say McNeil. And right end is Michael Brockers. That's your starting D-line right there. Now, if you're doing like a base front, I'm going to probably say it's going to probably end up, well, let me see. Well, it depends if they're running or passing. But if they're running, I think John Pennicini goes out there in the middle to stop the run. Michael Brockers goes in the middle with Pennicini. Trey Flowers goes to the right D-end. And then I think the left D-end stays Levi. So, yep, I think they got options in that right. Let's see. We got Jamal Williams for a bag of Doritos, bruh. Listen, what this front office is doing is not even interesting. It's ridiculous. The Lions share says, as a defensive coordinator, looking at our offense, our strength is the O-line. So I'm stacking the box. Can Goff win? Hell yes. Yes, in fact, that's what they want. They want you to stack the box. That's why they went and brought Perryman and Tyrell Williams in. Because they're hoping that you stack the box. If you stack the box, then who's trying to protect those two from taking the top off? And y'all got to keep in mind, they're not done adding talent to this team. Those guys are just, those guys are given the benefit of the doubt right now as placeholders. But there's some people that are going to be cutting rosters, that's going to be cutting names, and people are going to come up and they're going to say, oh, yeah, let me kick the tires on that guy. So, yeah, if you stack the box, yeah, Goff would kill you. I have literally had to watch a number of different games, and I'm talking about going back to his college days where he was just dropping dimes. If you give him a window, you will pay. And I'm not like this super Goff fan or nothing like that. I just go, I'm totally neutral to Jared Goff, but I'm willing to give him opportunity. Whereas I know some Lion fans are like, he's garbage. Well, let him see. Y'all also wanted Sean Hill to be the starter. I remember them days. Start Sean Hill. I remember them days. I remember Lion fans crying when Sean Hill went to the Vikings. I remember that. They can cut 2 players prior to June 1st and still designated as a post-June 1st cut. SpeakEZ is gone after this season. You ain't got to tell me, Steve-O. I'm awake. My eyes are all the way up. You hear me? I'm paying attention. I see how it's starting to go. It's becoming more and more clear now. So if we win 8 games, we won't overpay for big name free agents. If you win 8 games, it's not about you overpaying for big name free agents. See, right now, you can't even get the big name free agents, even if you offer to overpay. You win 8 games, and they already done seen how the coach get down, and word gets out from other players about how things are ran. Now you are now in the mix, in the serious conversation for big name free agents. That's where you want to be. Win 7 games or more, and that's where you're going to be. People want to be here. Facts. Luke, tell these fans that Dan will win more games than Patricia did in his first year. That's just a fact. It's just a fact. And there's not going to be no excuses for it. I'm going out the box. I say to Vi, just a thought. Okay. I actually want to see Ford make a jump. Ford gonna have a hard time because I'm gonna tell you why. Ford's got to battle through Elder and Dunbar. Dunbar to me is the one guy I can see possibly not making it, but Ford has to prove that Dunbar deserves to be a backup or not on his team. If Ford can't do that, then we back at square one. Luke, are there any future Hall of Famers on this team right now at this moment? That's hard for me to say because I got to see how they're put in position. Catch me at the end of the season, and I'll tell you if I see somebody. I mean, if you gun to my head, and I just had to make a choice, I can see Frank Ragnar's part as my best bet. That's my best bet. But it's all about how people are utilized and used, and how long they play, and so forth and so on. By which game do you think this team gels? I say between games 8 and 10. I say after the 3rd preseason game. You see, the other teams didn't gel because you had a divide. You had the group who liked it, Patricia, then you had the group who was like F Patricia. And when you have this divide in the locker room, there is no gel, right? It's like people. What's that commercial? I'm trying to think of that commercial. Where is it? Twix, I think it is. Where it's like, oh, you like the caramel or the cookie? You know, or it's like that. If you have a divide in your locker room, there's not going to be no jail. I think they jail somewhere between preseason game 2 and 3. Who's going to get second place in sacks behind Romeo Okwara? I think Romeo Okwara gets second place in sacks. I have a sneaky, strange feeling that Julian Okwara is probably going to edge him out by half a sack or so. Just strange, but that competition. I know my brother was really good in baseball, and you should have saw how hard I worked. And when my brother got hurt in baseball, you would have thought that I took the injury. He was good. He was good at hitting, throwing the ball, catching. He was good. I was good at football. But because he was good at baseball, I wanted to be a baseball player. So I played baseball, and I just could never catch up to him. So to have an opportunity to get better than my big brother, that was huge. And it's the same thing with him. He wants to show his big brother, like, yeah, we be talking all the time, but we got a chance on the same field, the same team, the same conditions to prove it. That's how I see it. One Funky Lion fan says, in my opinion, they are moving Trey and Romeo to outside linebacker because they are really running a 5-man front with stand-up DNs. I see that. I can see that. That makes sense to me. Luke, do we move on from Flowers if he hits a career high 11 sacks, 30 pressures, and a pick and a forced fumble? Would you move on? No. Because at that point, I still got him for 2 more years. There is no need to move on. He's still getting a restructure, though. You got a lot of catching up to do, but no, I can't move on from that. That put 30 pressures, 30 pressures, man. No, you can't. No, you can't move on from that. That's ridiculous. That's just ridiculous. Let's see. Beautiful Luke, yeah. Go stack the box. Let's see. Everyone hates on golf. Watch a few of his games. Watch his primetime games. Check LA versus Kansas City. Oh, I got a better game than that. I got a way better game than that, but I had to show you. Luke, do you think Swift and Williams can be just as good as when Carolina had Stewart and Williams? Yes, in fact, that's exactly how I pictured them. With better quarterback play. That's exactly how I pictured them. That's a very good observation, Carl Campbell. Frog Crew says facts, and facts. Yeah, 100%. I'm just trying to give it to you. It says hate on golf, but he beat Mahomes and Stafford, but man, didn't. Well, I don't, I mean, you're talking about one awkward play of a fumble from Kerryon Johnson. I don't really know if I can blame that, but I get your point. What's going on with D Hen? That's a good question. I'm not sure. I haven't heard a lot of news about him. I have been trying to get more news on him, but last time I checked, he was hurt again. From what I heard, last time I checked something, they said that he was on the sideline with no helmet on. They don't know if he was injured or not. The fact that he ain't had no helmet on tells me he probably was hurt, and they're protecting him. Golf went to Super Bowl, but let's see. Hold on, wait. I'm looking for questions. Let me see where y'all at. What about Juju next offseason? Get Jamal a dancing partner. Juju gonna get his contract, so I don't think Juju will be available. And again, I'm just not I believe you can draft a receiver. I just think you can draft one. Luke, do you think we sign a free agent safety? I hope we do, but they are really trying to give the guys we got here an opportunity to earn their spot. It's their job to lose, and if they can't keep it, don't be surprised when it happens. Hillbilly Bob says, I would laugh if the Lions go 1-16 this season with our only loss being against Los Angeles Rams. What? I would laugh if the Lions go 1-16 this season where our only loss. If we lost 16 games, how is that our only loss? I think you're trying to say our only win being against the Rams. Yeah, you got to be trying to say our only win. Because I'm like, if we are 1-16, the Rams will not be the only loss. But I think I'm picking up what you're putting down. What our only win been against the Rams. We're not going 1-16. I take that bet all day. One Pride 40 says, so how many Pro Bowlers, all pro players will we have next year? Don't care. You shouldn't focus on that. You shouldn't. You shouldn't care who's a Pro Bowler. You shouldn't care who's an All-Pro. What you should care about is who did their damn job. Who helped the person next to him? Who made the person behind them better? Who stepped their game up? Who came to play on Sunday, Monday, and Thursday? Who showed their ass in a crucial point? I don't care who the Pro Bowler is, and I don't care who's the All-Pro. That's for fantasy football people. I'm not a fan of fantasy football. What I do care about is who ass did you whoop when it was a one-on-one? If you didn't do that, then I don't know what we're talking about. I want to see you give me something that I can hold on to. So whoever a Pro Bowler is or All-Pro doesn't matter to me. Show up and do it consistently. And then we can talk about it. And at that point, if you become a Pro Bowler or whatever else, bet. Luke, Hawk will have 10 touchdowns at least. Mark my words. Do you think Aline is third behind the Core brothers in sacks? No, because he's not going to really be asked to do that. He's going to be asked to do like Vincent Wilford. Take up space on your way to the quarterback, but leave room for my linebackers. That's how I picture them using them. Sounds like Gurley didn't like the amount of money offered. Nope, and that's good. He ain't got to like it. But he going to come to learn to love it because he's not going to get the opportunity with the Ravens that he can get here. The Ravens will sign him to a deal now to cut him later just for insurance. And he'll be right back trying to take the deal from the Lions. But when that happens, the price tags get cheaper. Kel says, sorry, Luke, you cannot gel in preseason. Roster is not final. This is the first year of a new regime. The product is not proven. My take. I respect that. Let's talk about the Rams. How did they do in their first year? Coming off of what, 4-12 season to go 11-5. How did they gel? I mean, this whole idea of going from worst to first is a real thing. And the reality is it don't take much because whether we know who's the starting 55 or the final 55, I know who's the starting 22. I got a pretty good shot at that. That's enough for me to be able to see that there's enough to gel with it. You don't hear stories about Jared Goff out there putting in work with receivers who ain't making the team. He's putting in work with those who he know he gonna throw the ball to. But I do get your perspective, and I respect the hell out of it. I like when people come with different views and different things that challenge me. So I'm with it. But we can already see a shift in attitude from the head coach to the players. It's evident to me. Luke, so will we be running the Wildcat this year? I hope so. I feel like you're going to see it at least once or twice, but I hope so. Aline will have a hard time getting sacked and nose. Again, that's not his job. Should get a lot of tackles at the line, though. Yeah, it's just not his job. It's not. Let me see. Make sure I ain't missing nobody. I actually thought Goff was better against Minnesota on Thursday. See, now you're talking Hillbilly Bob. Wait till I show that game. Wait till I show that one. People don't understand that Flowers' contract will get restructured, period, no matter how good he be. That's a good point. Look, if we at 4-3 or 5-2, who would you try to trade? Who would you try to target and trade for? Nobody. If you got that kind of chemistry where you at 4-3 and 5-2, who are you going to be able to get in that's going to change your fortunes anyway? See, if you're making a move like that, you're bringing in somebody that's changing your direction. Like when the Lions made that dumb decision to bring in Everson Griffin, he wasn't changing nothing. He wasn't finna come in and mark it up and he's finna be. That wasn't finna happen. He had clearly lost a step. So if you're bringing somebody in on a trade like that, they need to come in and have a significant impact. Who's going to be on the market that's doing that? They're not in the business of trading those kind of players. Tim Hutchinson says, Brian, even Trey, we have been so injured at D-line, even snacks. Good to see some young, healthy dogs on our D-line. Excited to see the results. I'm with you. John Kapler, Luke, you the man. I appreciate it, man. I hope all is well with you and you having fun and enjoying some. Well, it's hot as hell here in Michigan. It's cooling down, but damn it, I'm not with this heat. Yeah, he said I meant only win. I figured it out. At first I was a little confused, but I figured it out. Let's see. Luke, Lions win 10-13 games. I see 7-10. If you see 10-13, why am I going to be mad at you? Luke, have you ever worked as a preacher? No. I have not. I have not worked as a preacher. I'm not even very religious. I'm just about people and making sure that people can feel their best. And so that's what it is. I never thought about the preaching thing, but I do know that Let Easy tell it. He said, I need to either be a preacher or a car salesman. And I don't know why, because I don't sell cars. I don't know how to, it's not my thing, but I do love people. Let's get hype train for our Adams and St. Brown combo versus Green Bay. Ooh, Adams. You know the thing about Adams that he got to work on, though, for real, he got to work on his route running. I think he's got some good route running skills, but it's not clean. It's not clean at all. He's more on par with like Kenny Galladay. He'll get the jump balls. He'll box you out, but I notice a lot of time he get real handsies on a lot of those catches. So I'm hoping they clean that up. Let me see what else I'm missing. Luke, how many sacks will Levi have? I'll give him 4. I'll give him 4. I think he'll get 4 just off of effort alone. Now, if he go above that, but good for him. I'm excited to hear that Tyrell is looking good so far. I know it's without pass, but him being healthy is huge. We know he can play. Yeah, that's what it boils down to. Is he going to stay healthy? But one of the ways you keep a guy who's been injury prone at receiver healthy is you run the ball. It just makes sense. Kurt Warner literally came in and jailed with his team right away and was cooking. That's another good point. Okay, you made your point, Luke G and Jimbo G. You are right, and I bow down to that point. I don't know what point that was. Did I miss something? It said you can watch it. It's called Good Coaching. Oh, okay. I think I'm picking up what's going on. No, listen, don't bow down to it. If you got a view, hold up to your view. I'm down for it. Come on the show and tell me the opposite. I'm down for it. I'm trying to get back to normalcy once I get past the funeral, and that's going to be on Saturday, and then I can really start to zone back in. Green Bay versus Bears game, November 10th, 1985, with Zion at quarterback. Will Green Bay suck? Old-fashioned game? Yeah. Is Perryman going to pan out? Perryman. Is Perryman going to pan out? I honestly think I think it's his job to lose. If you let an undrafted receiver come in and take your spot, I'm happy you gone. So what he has to show is because when the pass comes on, it's gonna get different. Right now, he get to run around, they can only touch him. But when them pass get on, it's like, it is what it is. One Pride 40 says, you think Gurley would sign with the Ravens if he's stupid? If he's stupid, yes, he will. James Willis says, I don't think Bashard makes the team. Adams and McKinley are more reliable in catching the ball. Well, that ain't what the buzz sound like in OTAs or right now in minicamp, but it's a long offseason. So you could be right. But unless you tell me those guys can take the top off like Perryman, I don't know. I can see the Rams finishing third place in the NFC West, and the excuse being that the reason Stafford didn't win is because it's a tough division. Always an excuse. We got Jared Goff. That should be your focus. Where do you finish? Where do you see Jared Goff? How do you see him finishing as a quarterback, not a team, but as a quarterback within the NFC North? Let's talk about that. That's the future. That's the present. Stafford, that shouldn't even be a conversation no more. Stafford can go on and win a Super Bowl, and the same thing that you just said would be, he had to go to the great Rams team to win. It doesn't matter. It's going to be an excuse anyway, and excuses are like assholes. Everybody got one. Let's see. I've been working out in the sun all day. CJ, you a monster. It's no way in hell. I need air conditioning, preferably a fan that spritz water on me. There's no way in hell, bro. The only thing I'm working out in is a pool. That's it. I'm not with this heat. Everson Griffin actually did set the single game set record for the franchise. I mean, he was only here for 20 minutes, but he did produce. What did he change for the Lions in the 5 games he played? That's the question. You give up a draft pick for him. What did he change? Where is he at now? That's my problem. He was never going to change anything. I'm not holding my breath on Perryman, but hoping Cephas can step up and play opposite of Tyrell. I think they don't want Cephas to do that. I think they want Cephas and Amar Ra in the slot. I don't want Tyrell in the slot. The slot, to me, you have to be a little different. Now, you're going to get some games where they're going to move Tyrell in the slot based on play design, but overall, I want him on the outside, pulling safeties away and forcing the middle of the field to open up to those inside guys. That's what I would love to see. I would like to see real progress, something like the Pistons. Well, it's coming. That's come from Keith Holly. It's coming. Make sure I don't miss nothing. I'm trying to make sure I hit all these questions, people. The third place in the West could still be 11 wins in a playoff appearance. Luke, you know how to sell ketchup bottles and rentals. What ketchup bottle? I don't even like rental cars. That's why I own my car. I don't rent nothing. I don't rent tuxedos or nothing. I don't even like renting, okay? I'm happy that Blockbusters is gone because I need to own my stuff. You're talking about some ketchup bottles in a rental car. I don't know what you're talking about. Do you think we'll see 2 running back sets? Absolutely. 100%. Luke, who makes the biggest difference on the defense? Perfect question. Unfortunately, it has to be Tracy Walker. The moment you get solid safety play, it changes everything. Look at Cam Chancellor with Earl Thomas. Half the stuff that happened on that defense with the cornerbacks and the D-lines because they were trying to stay away from them. Chancellor would come up in the box. You want to run the ball, he knock your head off. And if you gave him a chance for the ball to be in a vicinity, Earl Thomas would pick it. So I'm just saying, he said it's hot, but it's going to get hot a lot sooner. Uh-oh. Yeah, Rashard to me is not a reliable receiver. I'd rather coach up Adams and McKinley. Yeah, like I said, if he gets beat out by him, then good riddance. Let me see. Kel says, look, it don't take long for me to know I'm wrong. Teams can jail by preseason, and you and Jimbo showed me. I bow to the truth, not anything else. I appreciate that. Luke, would you have left a bottle of mustard in Would you have left a bottle of mustard in the trunk or not? Because you don't have a vendetta against mustard. No comment. I think Cephas beats out Perryman for wide receiver 2. Y'all is tripping today. Jesus, man. Let me get up out of here. I got stuff to do. I know I'm running late. People, I want to thank everybody who came in the chat. I think we got up to 97 today, so I appreciate that. Boy, if I could pin some of these comments, boy, that was a good one. I ain't happy Blockbuster is gone. Blockbuster and Flint and around the world stay jumping. I knew people that put on their jewelry and go up to Blockbuster in a nice car and be chilling. Blockbuster was nice, but Blockbuster, it's funny with Blockbuster, man. Blockbuster got put out of business because they charged the guy too much money in late fees. He wanted them waived because he was like, bro, I'm renting here a lot. They wasn't with it. So he created Netflix. And then he tried to sell it to Blockbuster, and Blockbuster basically told him, oh, that stuff will never work. People don't want that service. He put their ass out of business. Netflix, this guy got charged $7 in late fees and put their ass out of business. Talk about the ultimate get back. That's awesome. People, you know I can't end the show unless it's on a positive note. You guys have been awesome. I hope you guys hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell because this is what this show is about. It's about having fun. It's about being a Lions fan. It's about having the ups and the downs. You're going to have them. You do it anyway, right? But today's positive quote was something that I think needed to be talked about. See, I'm going to stick to this certain trend of making sure we get better at who we are as human beings. And there's no easier way to do that. But let me just start off. Today's quote comes from the internet. And it goes like this. Today is garbage day. I'm going to say it again. Today is garbage day. And it's time to take out all the trash. This is a beautiful quote. Let me bring it on home and bring it full circle for you. Today is garbage day, and it's time to take out all the trash. See, it's time for you to start to unload. It's time to dump all the toxic people in your life. It's time to dump all the negative people that you have around you, the negative TV shows that you watch that perpetuate stereotypes that are not true to life. It's time for you to dump some of that trash music you listen to that don't do nothing to lift you. It's time for you to dump your job because your job doesn't value you or your time. And time is the one thing you have power over, at least when it comes to you getting money for it. See, some of y'all ain't taking out the garbage. Some of y'all ain't figured out that there's some things that need to be tossed out. You're too afraid. You're a hoarder. You're holding on to things in fear that you may need it later, not realizing that these things that you're holding on to are holding you back. Let me get back a little bit more. Some of y'all be missing these messages because I know that these messages are meant for many of you, and I want you to catch it. So let me bring it back. Some of y'all are hoarders. You're allowing for people and things to be in your life that piles up and does nothing more than mess up your good day. Mess up your good week, your good month, your good moment. There are some of y'all who are afraid to cut family members off when all they do is provide nothing but toxic atmosphere to you. Some of y'all are not paying enough attention to those in your circle. It's garbage day today. I'm telling you to go ahead and load the garbage dumpster up. Let it be known. You don't got to tell them in their face directly. You just got to simply toss them to the trash. Let them go and be recycled by somebody else. Let somebody else help them learn their lessons and their wrongs. You simply need to clean up. Some of y'all holding on to old feelings, old flings, and people who really ain't good for you and things that you don't need, but you just want. Some of y'all just like garbage. You think you Oscar the Grouch. The smell of trash is enticing. The feeling of it being around you is beautiful. Some of y'all just need to take a second to just toss out the trash. It's garbage day today. See, I've been tossing out a whole lot of garbage. Too many toxic people, too many envious people, jealous. I don't have the energy. You got some people that no matter what you tell them, they just can't get up. And instead of them trying to get up and move with you, they want you to sit down with them. I got to toss the trash out. It's garbage day. I'm asking you to start to take a garbage bag, fill it on up, and toss out the trash. Cast away anything that's not for you, that's garbage, that has no use to you. Stop giving your all to people and to things that gives you nothing back. You have a value to you that needs to be valued. And if you can't see the value in you, why should the trash that you put around you see it? It's garbage day today. And today, because it's garbage day, I tossed all the people who annoyed me by acting like they can't drive and almost hitting me as I tried to get home safely. I tossed that in the garbage. I can't hold on to that. I forgive all the people who said bad things about me. I can't hold on to that. That's not me. That's in the garbage. That's off to the side. See, I can't hold on to it. I'm not a hoarder. And if I'm going to be a hoarder, I'm going to hoard love and people who love me and cherish me and respect what I'm doing. But when it's garbage day, well, you got to do what everybody else do on garbage day. Take the trash to the curb and think nothing else about it. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, please make sure you hit that like, subscribe, notification bell. I will be back at it. Wait, hold on. Let me think about this. Tomorrow's Friday. I should be back at it again tomorrow. I shouldn't have no problems tomorrow. Hopefully, I don't get held up at work. Fingers crossed, knocking on wood, pipes, and everything goes. All right. I will be back at it again tomorrow. As always, ladies and gentlemen, please, I say it again. I'll say it once. Don't be no chump. Please do your research. I'm out.